Don't get lost in the astral spiritual awakening and enlightenment. Okay, so as I was explaining on my stories, if you are not looking at my stories on Instagram, I suggest you follow me on Instagram. The link is in the description because I share really potent topics in there and transmissions as well, and downloads and reflections for you in the field. So I was sharing that even though it seems that right now we're in the same physical reality, we're all in different configurations of consciousness. That's what astrals, hells, purgatory realms mean. And how do you know if you're in a hell, purgatory realm, or in an astral? Where do you usually vibe? In the scale of consciousness. Right now, Google in a different tab, map of consciousness, David R. Hawkins, and you have the colors of all the emotions. Where you abide mostly, consistently. And we all have different aspects of ourselves, our adult self, our inner child, our masculine, our feminine. So sometimes some aspects of us are abiding in a really high frequency, and we have another aspect that it's really weak in a really low point. So you can have an aspect of yourself that's vibing in a high frequency, in a higher heaven, and an aspect of yourself, of your inner child, that is trapped in a hell realm or in a lower astral. So every single realm of existence has its gods. So in a lower astral or in a hellish reality, sometimes there's gods of money, people that are possessed by thinking that by achieving more money they're going to be happy. That's a lower astral. People that are possessed with addiction, sexual addiction, masturbation, excess, alcohol drinking, drug abuse. That's all somebody that is in a lower hell, that is possessed by an entity that working through their body, they keep them bound to self sabotage and into casual sex or into drinking or into drugging and things like that. What is another god for a purgatory? A god for a purgatory can be somebody that you haven't forgiven in the past, or a relationship you have had with an ex partner or ex lover or ex whatever, friendship, business collaboration, somebody that you haven't forgiven and you have a resentment. So you keep yourself in a purgatory realm where you keep projecting that person and you keep giving power and energy to that god. So you're giving God's power of yourself to the other person, and you're keeping that aspect of yourself trapped in your psyche unconsciously in a lower level of existence. So my intention for you is for you to break all those contracts and close all those loops so you can consistently abide in a higher heaven. It's not special. I'm not saying this like, oh, I'm here and you're not. I'm saying this because I love you and I want you to close those portals, close those loops so you can be happy and you can be free. It's just like, dude, wake up. Why do you choose to keep recreating the same scene and the same scenario and keep abiding in hell? And you may think like, oh, right now we're in the same life. That means we're in the same realm. We're not. We're in such different vibrational spaces. There's a configuration of alignment that allows you to tap into me right now because your soul in your higher self is willing to receive this information because a part of you wants to heal, a part of you wants to get it. But it doesn't mean that we're in the same vibratory realm. Maybe right now for 5 minutes or whatever, an hour that these lives are, that I'm willing to be here for you. So don't get lost in the astrals. Walk straight ahead. And that's from David R. Hawkins. Walk straight ahead no matter what. All fear is illusion. Surrender all fear to God. Every time you want to break from one of the lower astrals, hellish realms, or purgatories, you're going to get tested. Why? Because the beings, the entities, the demons, the attachments, everybody has entity attachments. Everybody has demonic frequencies in their field. Everybody. Like, that's normal. Don't get scared. So, people that are abiding in lower realities, like misery loves company. They don't want you to jump into a quantum jump into a higher plane of existence because they're feeding off your energy. Those beings, those friendships, those collaborations, those seemingly gods in those lower realities are feeding off your energy, of your frequency. When somebody says hi to you on WhatsApp, when somebody sends you an email, when somebody reaches out, that's all energy exchange. So you're agreeing to a consensus reality, sometimes with beings that have attachments and demonic entities in lower hells. So, and they're gonna try to persuade you and hook you with anything. Be like, with your weakness. If your weakness is a lover, She may be and try to hook you from, oh, you were my lover, so love me, and she may be having an empty attachment. Or they can hook you with money. They can hook you with promising you the promise of a better lifestyle, the promise of a better tomorrow. But it's always tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. Like, stay bound to me, stay hooked to me, stay attached to me in these and sometimes these contracts comes from past lives and unconscious agreements and vows. So these beings, it doesn't mean that they don't have pure heart, they don't have a pure soul, they can have a pure heart, but that doesn't mean that in other chakras they may not have distortions or illusions or contractions. So if the people in your reality are not willing to look at themselves and do the inner work and own their shit and own their shadows and own where they're not being in alignment and help you heal and help you grow and renourish you, you don't need them in your reality, because those frequencies may be draining you. You gotta be wise, you gotta be discerning of who really deserves your love, attention, presence, and who do you want to allow into your field. Because if you're here, you may be committed to raise your frequency. If you're here, you're committed to growth. If you're here, you're committed to enlightenment, awakening, being in your heart, being in your passion, being abundantly electrified by your passion. But every time you set an intention for yourself, oh, I want to be in a higher reality, I want to live in my passion, I want to live in abundance, these entities from the past are going to come and snap at you and be like, are you sure? And they're going to test you with a carrot and a bait, being like, this is the promise of happiness now. This is the promise of happiness. I have what you need, I have what you want. So don't get distracted. Walk straight ahead and then see if those relationships, if those beings are courageous enough to own their shit and then meet you in a higher vibrational reality. And people don't want to talk about this because they're like, oh my God, that sounds so esoteric, that sounds so woo woo. I mean, that's Earth, that's planet Earth. It's like the garbage of the universe. Truly, in those lower hells and lower astrals, in purgatories, it's a garbage. It's so sad. And I say this with compassion because I lived there a lot of my time. A lot of my lifetime, I lived in hell. That's why I can help you, because I understand how it feels and I know how to get out of it. Like when you have anxiety, when you have fear, when you have regret, when you have remorse, when you can't sleep at night, panic attacks, things like that. Those are psychic attacks. Those are these entities, these frequencies, radio stations that you're bound to from previous lifetimes. So we got to cut those cords. We got to remove those energetic contracts. You got to remove all of that so you can abide in peace. Because true happiness, yeah, because I'm passionate about this. Oh, cool. Nice. I mean, I'm animating myself to be of service to you, but behind my words, I'm like this. So I can change my state of being at will, and I can shift instantly into my feminine like this, or I can be in my masculine. It's easy for me because I have full control and ownership of my body mind. And that's what I want for you. I want you to, at will, being able to be in your power, being able to shift from your feminine to your masculine, being able to be excited and in your power because you want to express your calling, you want to express a message, to have an open throat chakra, but also at will, know that you're coming from a state of peace and relaxation. The body, it's a tool of communication. I'm not the body mind. I'm not the words that are coming through me. I'm the field. And as you can see by the energy of the beings that choose to interact, the live video gets created. You guys are creating the content. It's not even me. There's nobody here. The audience speaks back to itself. So, yes, it's completely open. Right back at you. Yes, it's an opportunity for you to dissolve your karma. So, what do you want to dissolve? What is keeping you bound to a lesser realm of existence, to a state of consciousness that is not in alignment with your soul's essence? Being free from karma means that you're not affected by anything in your reality, that you're triggerless, that you're fearless. Exactly, Christic Mystic. What a beautiful opportunity for you to dissolve your karma. Yes, karma is belief in action. Those are the thought forms. Those are the demonic entities. Anything that keeps you bound into fear, shame, guilt, disgust, hate. By your recommendation and reading about the lower realms is pretty triggering, feeling like I'm being called out. I started reading Letting Go by David Hawkins by your recommendation, and I feel like I've been called out. Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be triggering. This is gonna, like, people can try to project, can try to resist, can try to be like, oh my God, what is she saying? But because your ego mind doesn't wanna heal, your spirit wants to heal. That's why it's here. But your ego mind may be resisting, like, what do you mean I'm in a lower reality? What do you mean that there's astrals? What do you mean that there are purgatories? Well, don't listen to me. Listen to David R. Hawkins, Calibrated Enlightened Master, level 1,000. That's where I confirm everything that I share. Truth versus falsehood. I calibrate and prove by direct experience anything that I share with you after I test it on myself. So he speaks clearly on how there are all of these alternative frequencies surrounding us. And then our body mind tunes into a specific radio station depending on the reality that we want to co create. I got a bunch of emails and inquiries of people being like, please, please, I want to get out of my hellish realm. Please, I want to get out of my ass. Please, I'm suffering. Like, help me. I have no money. I have no friends. I'm depressed. And I'm like, that's why I'm showing up, sharing how you can shift from those lower realities. You are the creator. You are the powerhouse. Yet, I don't believe on just coming here and share from it's a love and light, because that's not true. There's the light and there's the dark. That's why you got to be discerning. That's why you have to have strong boundaries. That's why you really need to have self awareness. That is why you need to love yourself, know yourself. Some teaching, and I've been there, thinking like, oh, it's all love and light. Yeah, right. Got burned by the fire. Boundaries. Believing that there's just love light, it's a synonymous of I'm gonna be in self-sacrifice and I'm gonna completely disregard that they are souls in a journey with different frequencies, different energies, and you get to choose who you allow in your field. So I don't want to come here and say like you're the power, you're God, you're the creator, blah, 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 affirmation, affirmation. Yeah, that can help. But if you don't work in your shadows, if you don't work on your limiting beliefs, if you don't get really self honest to get out of your bullshit and see, like, where am I being codependent? Where am I being needy? Where am I trying to take energy? Where am I blaming someone? Where am I being jealous? Where am I be projecting something onto someone because I don't want to own it? Where am I being triggered? Where am I still resented? Where am I still in disgust? Am I ashamed about something? Do I feel guilty about something? Is there something I need to forgive? Is there somebody I need to call out in their shit? Am I agreeing to something because I'm scared that if I don't agree with another person, I'm going to lose their validation and their approval? Those are all the questions that you can use to get out of a lower astral or a hellish realm. Those are the things that are going to keep you bound to those realities of existence. You have been here for a while, my friend. On the reincarnation cycle, this is not your first lifetime. You chose this lifetime with your karmic imprint, with your contractions, with your triggers, with your limiting beliefs, with your limitations. You chose this lifetime after having so many past lives, battling the same demons, battling the same self imposed limitations, battling the same poverty mindset, battling the same. How do I know whether to speak my truth or be silent, to choose being peaceful? You would know intuitively. What's your intention? Where are you coming from? When I speak, my intention is to be of service. When I speak and share this with you, I'm coming from, I would love for you to open up to love, God, surrender, and feel happy, joyous, and free. So when you have a pure intention, it's relevant for you to speak your truth. Or when somebody is abusing you, or neglecting you, or spreading a rumor about you, and that doesn't feel just. In divine justice, is your duty and honor to speak up for yourself and the rest of the collective. Because unconditional love is not passive, it's assertive. To be spiritual, David R. Hawkins' words, doesn't mean to be stupid. To be spiritual means that you stand up for truth. You're a warrior of truth. Even if everybody, like Jesus Christ, right? Jesus Christ standed up for what he believed and he was crucified. Yet he was in truth. He didn't give a shit if he got approval, if he was liked, if he got validation. He got crucified, but what? He died in truth. I'd rather be Jesus Christ. What to do with limiting beliefs after identifying them? Okay, so you identify the limiting belief. Let's say you have a distortion or a contraction around unworthiness, which is super common on the lower astrals. That doesn't mean, again, that you don't have a version of yourself that may be consistently in the high 600s. The version of your adult self that is excelling in some areas of your life can be in the high 500s. We move up and down and around the scale of consciousness. This means that there can be an aspect of your inner child, a shadow, a contracted version of yourself that needs to heal, that may be stuck in a lower reality. And you may feel a dissonance, like, why sometimes I'm high vibe, and then sometimes I get scared, and sometimes I get anxiety, but sometimes I'm really happy. because there may be an aspect of your psyche that needs to be integrated, a fragmented aspect of your soul that needs to be realigned into wholeness in your heart. So you identify that you feel unworthy. Okay. Now, practically, what would be the opposite of being unworthy? I'm completely open to receive all the divine gifts that God has in store for me because I am a child of God. So you create an opposite frequency and you stay true. You can write it down, pause the video when it becomes a recording, write down the reflection I gave you. I'm completely open to receive all the gifts that are in store for me from God because it's my divine inheritance and I'm an equal aspect of God, co creating with existence and the powerful forces of the universe. Magic. And then consistently abide there. How would you respond to reality knowing that you're open to receive all those blessings? How would you relate to people knowing that you're worthy of all that you desire? How would you behave? How would be your body language? What would you no longer tolerate? Thoughts, intentions, and deeds. So you set the intention by writing the question. You stay consistent in the frequency of the new configuration. You're aware. You're aware of what's your limiting belief, what's your crutch, what's your shadow. Replace it with the opposite frequency, and then take inspired action in alignment with your new intention of yourself. But you gotta be persistent. This is something you have to do every single day and in every frame of your reality. You must stay persistent. Because then the mirror, which is this frame, has no other choice but to shift to conform into the new belief that you have about yourself. But why persistence and consistency are important? Because sometimes these beliefs, these limiting thought forms, come from lifetimes and lifetimes of limitation. Who knows how many lifetimes you agreed to a life of unworthiness? If you want to break that spell, if you want to choose differently and break that generational frequency of lack, you gotta keep consistent in your reality, expressing your new intention for yourself and the rest of yourself. What about feeling ambivalent about a situation person? Is that a reflection of oneself's value? What is ambivalent? It can have many layers. You mean like not being sure about a situation or person? You can take time to sit. What do you want out of that situation or person? There's no such thing as something for nothing. Everything is an energy exchange. Really identify what is my intention with this person or situation. What do I want to give to this person or situation? What do I want to receive in exchange for this new dynamic or relationship that I'm co-creating? You got to be really specific. This is basics 2 years ago, the course I created, High Resonance Manifestation. You attune to your desire. You clear the unconscious block, clearing work. You activate your authenticity. Now that you know what's your intention, what do you want to give and receive from that interaction? Again, there's no such thing as something for nothing. We're all trading something at every second with reality and with an existence. Every single thought, presence, intention, minute of your time is an investment. Okay, so you activate your authenticity. Number 3, you communicate clearly in all your connections. Actually, that's number 4. Your throat. It's the powerful co-creator of spells. That's why it's called spelling. Whatever you speak into reality, you're co-creating into existence. Whenever I'm sharing my truth, I'm co-creating and coding my reality to my preference and for the service of the highest good. Yet putting myself first. Because you should always put yourself first. You cannot give from an empty cup. And then, number 5, alignment of action. So identify what you want, clear the barriers or limiting beliefs around it consistently. It's something to do every second of your frame. 3, activate your authentic self, your authentic voice. 4, communicate clearly through reality. Your communication needs to be clear with every single connection in your reality. That's the basis of integrity. And then take aligned and inspired action consistently. And the frame has no other choice but to mirror back to you your new configuration of consciousness that you believe you're worthy of. When you know, you know. You know nothing. I know nothing. I don't even know what I'm saying. Literally, I know nothing. Everything that I share here is not even my opinion. I have no opinions. Everything that I have ever created, it's something that spirit moving through me. So I'm not bound to anything that I share. If it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, leave it. True genius to me is knowing that you know nothing. True humility, true openness is just, hey, God, I'm surrendered. Take me. That's my intention every morning. And use me as a vessel for peace, love, prosperity, and miracle consciousness. Is it contradicting to our own reality to be in a frame of helping others grow? I think this may be what's pulling me away from my authentic self. Mm, why would that be contradicting? What's wrong with wanting to help others, which are just your other selves? Thank you. You're always actually being for Mystic Royal. I love that name. Mystic Royalty. Yeah, fuck yes to that. We're all Mystic Royalty. So, when you are in your authentic self, when you're self honest, who you are, like every moment I share in integrity with my reality, where I'm at. That is the highest service I can give to you. If you share from integrity where you're at in your process, that's of service because you're walking in truth. And when you walk in your own truth, you're being of service to everybody because you're sharing your example and your journey, your authentic journey serve others. So for me, it doesn't feel like I'm doing anything. I'm just being myself. And what I have become radiates, pours out of me in abundance, and it happens to help others. But I'm not doing it. So you start living in the frequency of non-doership. You're being moved. It's a continuous state of flow. How to abide in there? Be authentic. Where are you at now? Back to the beginning of the video. What are your limiting beliefs? What are your resentments? Who you need to forgive? What are you ashamed about? What are you scared about? Do you still feel guilty? I'm an expert on the hellish realms. So that's part of my blueprint. I can move anybody from hell to heaven because I've been there so many times. So, shame, guilt, disgust, fear, blame, jealousy, that's all hellish realms. It's emotions. Hellish realms is a state of consciousness or a recurrent pattern or emotion that you can't seem to get out of, or that you improve something a little bit and then you self sabotage. It's not you, it's the pattern that needs to be looked at, cleaned up, and moved out of your nervous system. Okay. Yay! Let's be more playful. Today was like a lecture of no bullshit approach. It was like tough love. It needs to be a mixture, guys. It's like up your game and also let's have fun while we do it. But we cannot just be all cuddly lovey dovey. Like, oh yeah, it's okay. I love you. Stay in your hellish realm. Oh, I love you. Keep sabotaging yourself. Oh, I love you. It's okay. No, I'm not gonna be like that. It's not gonna serve you. Radical candor, radical honesty. It all comes from love. Because everything is love expressing itself, even in the lower astrals, even in the hells. It's love expressing itself with less love light. But still, because darkness doesn't exist. And it seems that I may be contradicting myself. But yeah, at some point, you're in the realms of paradox. So it's like yes and no, but and both and neither. So it's like yes, there's darkness, but this darkness means it's just like an absence of light. Darkness doesn't really exist. It's just less light. So the intention for this is for you to acquire more light love in your field. So you jump into a higher reality where you're happier and full of abundance because you are the abundance. Realms of paradox. Okay, I feel inspired to. There's a lot of energy movement in this one, so it's gonna be shorter. It's gonna close soon, and I'm gonna do a meditation for world peace with all of you. I tend to become pulled into the feeling of being in the wrong a lot, and even though I can see where others need to grow, I may need to watch these over. Yes, replay it over and over and over. You need to rewire. Like, that's what I've been doing my whole life, rewiring my nervous system, unlearning all the bullshit, and inserting what resonated with my soul's blueprint until you're empty and full of love. Emptiness is love. Okay. So the meditation for world peace, so we can balance out the tough energy that came out at the beginning, out of unconditional love. So let's take a deep breath in. Okay, wait, I like this. I'm like, "Ooh, wait, what? If you're sacrificing your own purpose and people pleasing others by being codependent, that is not good. Being balanced is key. Fuck yes to that. Fuck yes to that. That was in my karmic imprint. Self sacrifice. Fuck no. No more self sacrifice. You gotta put yourself first and then serve others. Serve others from a full cup. Again, over and over. It's okay to say no. It's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to have discernment. And you don't need to please nobody. You don't need to please your mom. You don't need to please your dad. You don't need to please your friends. You don't need to please your clients, your collaborators. You just gotta be yourself. And whoever is meant to align with you will align with you. I just know that I need to some help to step up my spiritual game to get out of from exactly what you're talking about. Happy you suddenly pop into my field so I can learn. Thank you, my love. Okay. So with that intention of intense discernment, no more self-sacrifice. Please. Energetic boundaries. Being in your truth. No more seeking validation. No more people pleasing. You're fucking free. Okay? You don't need to do that anymore. Cancel, clear that old program. You are open to move forward in your path, in your authenticity, knowing that you will always be supported and receiving unconditional love by putting yourself first and then serve others. Nice. Okay. I'm going to tune out of the comment section. World peace meditation. Let's take a deep breath in. It's a world peace laughing meditation. Hold and breathe out. Let's release these powerful intentions of joy, happiness, understanding, compassion, wisdom. Cute baby in the background. He's like, yes, let's do it. It's our inner child. So all beings may be happy. So all beings may be free of suffering. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free of suffering. May all beings experience nirvana. May all beings in the hellish realms, purgatory realms, lower astrals experience nirvana. May I put myself first, though. May I nourish myself first to be of better service to others. May all beings be free of suffering. May all beings be free. Sending a web of love, kindness, and compassion with equal discernment and strong energetic boundaries from the left of my body's field, from the right of my body's field, from my mind's eye, down to the world, up to the heavens, down to the underworld, up to the higher heavens, from my back, from my left, from my right. Strong web of love, compassion, understanding, yet discernment, strong boundaries. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free of suffering. May all beings experience nirvana. May all beings experience the cessation of suffering. May all beings feel safe. May all beings remember their divine inheritance from Source. May all beings step into their power, which is not control from the ego. May all beings remember that their true power is divine love from God's Source. May all beings present here, the beings that are going to tap into this recording, may all beings be blessed. May all beings open their heart to the divine love elixir of golden light of Godhead Source. From the heart, down to the root, up to the crown, may it heal any limiting beliefs, thought forms, entity attachments, all that no longer serves. May it open up any crystallized or frozen fear so it may be dissolved right here across lifetimes, timelines, parallel realities, conscious or unconscious contracts, agreements. May they all be dissolved by the light, Godhead Source, angels, archangels, beings of light. We require their assistance for this process of illumination, awakening, enlightenment, honoring Mother Earth, thanking Mother Earth, blessing Mother Earth. Angels, archangels, please help us live in abundance because living in abundance is the highest way to serve. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm open to receive these blessings. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I serve in humility, honor, duty, and respect for myself and others. And so it is. Deep breath in, release. Sweet. Thank you, my lovelies. I'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. EST. If you feel called to connect for a synergy call or a healing private session, feel free to send me an email. And if you're interested in the $10,000 1 month container for a deep, powerful transformation with consistent alignment with my energy field, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, we do 1 hour and a half, 1 hour and 15 minutes, while also having this open container through Telegram in voice notes and texts. So if you are the lucky one, please reach out. Bye, sweet babies. Sweetie peas. We're all sweetie peas. I love you so much. Oh, hugs.